Good morning, you guys. As you can see, I have a new hat on today. It's my train conductor hat. It was a long time coming. The other one was super ripped up, so I'm gonna be rocking this one today.
I like your other hat.
I know. I couldn't find it this morning.
It's in the car.
Is it?
Yeah, I saw it in there.
Oh, I'm probably gonna switch out then. I look like such a train conductor with this thing.
So this is officially our first day with running water. We haven't had running water for 3 years. And we just used more water than we would have for a whole week in 15 minutes.
So I guess technically we did have running water, but it was very much so on and off, really quick, do the dishes as fast as you can. So, wow, that aloe plant is looking pretty dang brown.
I know, but it's coming back, it was worse. Here's one of our big learnings of being up here.
Never plant anything in the windy season.
All the plants just hate it. Yeah! Yeah! So I gotta be real with you guys. I gotta be honest. Where should I put this? How about right here? Living off grid isn't all that hard. It really isn't. It's not that big of a deal. You have all the same resources as home. You just have a little bit less of them.
One thing that we are realizing though is not only is it difficult building off grid, but living off grid while building off grid.
There's a big difference between living off grid and living without the basic necessities of life, which is water, and I would even include a bathroom in there, like having a toilet and showers. But since we moved up here full time, there's been a lot of times that we've run out of water. We didn't have a toilet for a really long time. We had to go and dig a hole in the woods, and we don't have a shower up here. So we've never really lived this way before. We had all these things in the bus, but just less of them and easier access to water, bathrooms, showers, all that stuff. And I'll tell you, living up here full time for this last month or so, it's been really challenging for us. It's been much more challenging than living van life.
Lola's playing with a grasshopper right now. Careful, honey. Oh.
Lola, you don't stand a chance. That cow is huge. Look how big that thing is. That's a bull, Lola.
Is that your friend? Buddy, number 0347. Come back to me.
So of all the amenities from home, what would you say is the one or any of them that you're missing the most?
Ooh. Honestly, I'd have to say a shower.
Yeah.
What about you?
Well, it was a bathroom, but we now have a bathroom. So I think the only thing we are missing now is a shower. We have basically unlimited water. We have 600 gallons, which to us feels unlimited.
But now that we have that pump working and we have the hose, I would totally be down for a nice cold shower midday with that hose.
Well, I have a plan for a hot shower. I talked about this in an earlier video, but I think it's about time to get working on it. So the idea is to make a 30:1 carbon to nitrogen ratio, and we're going to do that by making a mix of grass clippings, brown leaves, and some pine needles. So grass clippings are about a 17:1 carbon to nitrogen ratio, and then brown leaves are 60:1, and pine needles are 80:1. And that ratio will make a hot compost pile. Now the thing is, if there's too much carbon, so if there's too many leaves and pine needles, then the pile won't get hot. And if there's too much grass, which means there's too much nitrogen, then it's going to smell really bad. So we're trying to find that perfect sweet spot of 30:1 by using 2 parts grass to 1 part brown leaves. This really wasn't the plan for our hot water shower at all. We were going to do this right. We were going to use poly pipe and plumb it into the water line that's also going to be running into our bus, but this is like starting to become more of a survivalist shower because all the hardware stores are closed. So we just need to kind of try to get by now. So we were able to get a 100-foot garden hose. It's definitely not my first choice, but it's what we have. So we're gonna try to make the shower work with a garden hose. And all we care about is that at the end of the day, we can take a hot shower. To make a compost hot, you need 4 things. Carbon and nitrogen, which we already told you, and then water and air. So what you usually wanna do with a compost is turn it over to introduce air. But because we're gonna have this hose running through it, it's gonna make it really difficult to keep turning it over. So I took this PVC wheel line around and just poked some holes through it. And I'm hoping what it'll do is allow air to continue to flow through all the way throughout the pile, which will make it ultimately hotter and at a higher temperature and make it so we don't have to keep turning it over.
Put your head over here. Oh my god. Good girl. So a quick little Lola update for you guys. We are still cooking her food. We've been cooking her food probably about 6 months now, and we've seen a huge significant difference in her energy level, her personality. She just seems so much more herself, her healthy self. So this time around, I just made a very simple concoction. I just did rice, chicken, broccoli, zucchini, carrots, and garbanzo beans. So I try to switch it up every time. Sometimes I'll do beets, sometimes I'll do like green beans, and then sometimes I'll switch up the protein and do like beef or salmon. So this is the thing, she doesn't even allow us to cue it. She just immediately does everything all at once. Up, 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 sit. Good girl. Touch me, Dad. Touch me, Dad.
Before we kept going with the compost, we just wanted to clean up the area a little bit. So we're working on a retaining wall and some rock stairs going down to the bus. And then we also just wanted to bury the wire for the pump. So we put that through a leftover piece of PVC and got ready to bury it in the ground. So I kept working on moving rocks and digging holes while Kaylee ran down to town. We're under quarantine, so she only has 2 hours out. So Kaylee ran for 2 hours to go and get stuff.
So 1 hour down, I still got 1 hour left. Grocery shopping is done, and I just made it back to the house. So although we're desperately trying our hardest to spend 99, almost 100% of our time up at the bus, we still need to come down to the house to do certain things because we're not fully there yet. Such as doing laundry, taking out the trash, but most importantly, filling up our water.
So Kaylee had her 2 hours that her curfew was broken, her quarantine was broken, so she ran to town. And while she was in town, I got everything all done.
I'm ready to see it, baby.
Look at our backyard.
Oh my god!
Isn't that cool?
So good. We just, yeah. Absolutely.
Once we get like plants over here and then connect it to a deck.
Damn!
Is that sweet?
This is perfect.
I'm all about it. But this, what do you think our chances of producing hot water out of here are?
I mean, we did the ratio, right?
Who's going to be the first person to use it?
Lola?
It's gonna be you!
Lovely girl! This is hilarious.
No! She wants to just go up on the bed and just roll around in it. No. She's like, I don't know where to go. Oh, poor thing. She's starting to get a couple fleas. She's been playing with all the stray dogs and all the dogs just running around. So we had to just knock those out right away. And that's another awesome thing about having all this water, is we used to never be able to give Lola a bath unless we were at the ocean or at some type of river or whatever. And now we can give her one whenever we want.
No. Absolutely not. This is not how it's gonna go.
How's it gonna go?
This is not how it's gonna go.
Kaylee, I have a jet now on this.
No.
Look at jet. I just wanted to show you guys that this is a thermometer right here. It's a little hard to read. That says about 75 degrees. So you can tell this compost pile isn't hot at all.
Jordan?
I did it by accident, Kaylee. I'm putting down putting down the hose.
Walk away from the hose.
What are you so...
Let me just take my shower in peace, alright?
You gotta get used to this, Kaylee.
No, I'm not gonna get used to you spraying me with freezing cold water.
I know, but sometimes it's good just to, like, you know, you pull the, No! I have a camera in my hand, you can't. No!
Dude, I could literally do this every day.
Let me give it a try.
It's so nice.
Come on, spray me, I'm ready.
Ready?
Ah, let's go, let's go, let's go.
No, it's warm. You just gotta get used to it.
No, it's not.
You get used to it.
We want it. No!
No! I'm going to the camera. You can't hit me now.
Woo! Ready?
Oh, that's way better than our freaking water heater shower, dude.
You think so? Once it gets actually hot, it'll be good.
We just have to do it like more in the afternoon.
Let me in, I'm so cold. Okay. I'm so cold, it's cold. It's windy.
Stand right here, because I don't want you to get dirt all over.
Well, I know of one way that we can warm up, Kaylee, after getting all cold.
Oh my god! Look at that thing, love. That's crazy. Holy shit.
If you guys have any guesses what this is for, leave it in the description.
So this is gonna be probably our next project. Let us know if you I'm sure a lot of you guys know what it is, but
let's give them a little hint right here. You're gonna be seeing a lot of that in the future. Well, the rainy season is on the way, so it's time to get started on the roof of the pump house. So I welded some of our scrap metal together that we've had just laying around from our deck. Welded it together, and then I took a couple 3x3 beams, drilled a hole in them, put an anchor bolt in, and anchored them into the cement walls that we built. And now, we're just about ready. So what we're gonna do is put a piece of plywood over here first. So this is 2 inches high, because these are 1x2s, so this is 2 inches high. This is 1 inch high, so the water will naturally run down here.
Yeah.
So we're gonna put a nice piece of plywood, some roofing. Unfortunately, all of the stores are closed right now, so we're gonna have to wait. I think we'll just put a little piece of sheet metal over it for now, just to keep all the electrical dry, but there's your pump house.
I think we did a pretty dang good job for the first time ever.
For doing everything.
Working with concrete, mortar, concrete blocks,
water pumps,
PVC, electricity for the pump, all of that stuff.
Wow, look at that moon. Look at it over there. Wow.
How you feeling about take 2?
This is actually take 3.
The first one didn't even really count because we spilled them. They dumped out in the wind. We've learned some lessons now planting crops. This is our 3rd time. Our lesson so far is, number 1, don't leave a week after you plant all your crops for 10 days and not water them because they'll all die. Number 2, don't plant anything during the windy season because crops hate the wind and they just die. And number 3,
I know it. Can I say it?
Yeah.
It might be the same, but it might be something different. If you're planting something, if you're doing seedlings like this, do it in the environment that you eventually plan on putting it into the ground.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Because we put these, last time we did this, we put them in these trays, in these ice cube trays, about 2,000 feet lower in elevation. So then when we brought them up here, they hated it.
Yeah. They died pretty much immediately. So we're doing 3 things that grow really, really fast. We want to make sure that we can keep having fresh produce, and that might be one of the first things to go in town. We don't really know, but we just know these things will grow really fast. And at this point, I'd rather have things grow faster than not, because we're still planning on going back to the States in June for a wedding. So my brother's getting married. So we're hoping we can harvest this food and eat it all within 60 days. So we have all things that grow within 60 days, romaine lettuce, kale, and Swiss chards. So all leafy greens that grow really quick. We're like Smurfs, but we're red. Look at, we're the red Smurfs. I don't know if we look like Smurfs.
You don't think so? Can I be Papa Smurf?
Sure. I'll be Mama Smurf.
You gotta call me Papa.
Can Lola be Bobo Smurf?
Sure.
Bo Smurf!
Well, you guys, this is where we're gonna end this one. We're beat.
Oh.
We're calling it a night. And I have my alarm set for 4 a.m. because I'm gonna get up and get some shots of the Milky Way.
I'll still be sleeping.
So if you guys want to see some shots of the Milky Way, make sure you come in for our next video. Maybe just hit the subscribe button so YouTube will just recommend it to you so conveniently. That's about it.
That's about it, guys. We'll see you next time. We love you.
See you next time.